Do you think this is going to be the biggest transfer for Real Madrid?
Can be the first fullback to win the Ballon d'Or, and like I don't think there's anyone closer than him.
I feel Trent's prime is what I'm more concerned about, right? I don't think this season or the last, I think he wasn't able to really exhibit that level of peak. We could have actually garnered like 200 million out of all these players in
What?
totality, right? It's imminent that Trent is mostly going to go to Madrid, but it's we are still kind of on the edge because he hasn't really revealed anything officially. He hasn't made any social media statement, nothing on Twitter, nothing on Facebook, yada yada, right? But like, first, I'll tell you what I feel, okay? Let me
Go,
pour my heart out. So, I
go.
think seeing him depart, honestly, I don't really. Of course, I'm a little sad about it, but I don't think he was that crucial to Onslaught in that system as much as he was to Jurgen Klopp. I think he was more reliant in terms of attacking the final third. But under Onslaught system, I think he became a bit more passive, right? And his defensive liabilities really came out in the spotlight. And of course, we know that even in the past that against Madrid he struggled a lot, even against other Spanish teams. But all in all, I just feel like it's actually a blessing in disguise in a way because he was going to depart at some point in time. Like they say, once a scouse, always a scouse is never going to happen, barring Steven Gerrard, who has his own cult like legacy, right? What do you feel about this? Are you excited?
First of all, thanks for having me. This is my first podcast ever,
Yeah.
so it's quite exciting. And blessing in disguise is absolutely untrue, bro. Like that's just you trying to cope with it. Even if you all got like I don't know, like if he had a year left on the contract, you all got 40, 50 mil. It's still like completely okay. It's more than okay. But like on a free, there's like it's like break even. But bro, Connor Bradley, it's like his first season where he's been like, okay, like he's been really good, like as a backup. But yeah, I agree that Arne Slot isn't fully dependent on him, so it's not that much of a miss out as long as you all keep Van Dijk and Salah on. I think you all are pretty good. Like he's the most like dispensable, and yeah, I don't see like a really big dip as long as Van Dijk and Salah, or at least one of them, stay.
Correct. I
But
think, yeah, I
yeah,
mean, obviously, I think it's going to be a massive downfall for us if I see Van Dijk and Salah both departing. But I think, as per the transfer rumors, I don't think Salah is really on about going anywhere else, barring the Saudi maybe in the next couple of years. But yeah, looking at the current situation, you're right. If we have a Van Dijk leaving, I think still I'll be more upset about that than Trent leaving. I still feel Conor Bradley might not be as magical, might not be as gifted as Trent Alexander. But if you see him play, man, what he did was devastating against Chelsea, right? Even against a couple of other European giants.
PSG, remember?
Oh yeah, that was insane, right?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. So
Defensively, he's like big, he's quick. Like defensively, honestly, if he keeps his form on, you'll have sorted. But I still think you'll need like like a utility right back, like a Joe Gomez or something. You'll need to sign someone, but he's never fit. But yeah, I think you'll be fine. But even at Madrid, bro, I was just thinking today. I was watching a bunch of like these Jamie Carragher videos, Sky Sports, and everything, and they were talking about the kind of competition Madrid has as well in that position. Like like I don't see unless like Valverde is given a job of like covering up for him the whole game. Especially in the UCL. Like I don't see like I see him as a weak link even in the Madrid team, like defensively, just like he was at Liverpool. Like Carvajal coming back, like he's back in training as well. He's training on his own, so by next season he's going to be on top of it. He's so much more balanced than Trent, even though he doesn't have that kind of passing ability in the final third. He's not as magical. But there's Carvajal. There's for some reason Carlos still likes Lucas Vasquez. I don't know why. Um, and Valverde at right back, man. Like I can't get over those performances. He's been playing right back like on and off for the past 3 years, and not once has he gotten done by any winger in the world. I. But yeah, I've wanted Alfonso Davies and Trent, on the both flanks of Madrid, got Trent the better one, and I'm like more than happy. And Fabrizio Romano posting about it is like 100%, like it's confirmed that he's coming, bro. I trust that man.
But yeah, I think I really like what you said. One of the things which the fans and even the board is pretty sure of is that Trent is not going to be a primal starter as soon as he arrives at the club, right? And there was a statement out there. I don't know if it is true or not. So Madrid apparently told him pretty clearly that we might be giving you a 220 wage, right? There is no cap on it, but it works as per what we want, right? That
On
means
that one, yeah,
on their clause, whatever it is, right? But then that means, in a
yeah,
way,
yeah,
it means that Trent might be risking his entirety. What Coutinho did. I think Coutinho ended up miserably because of the transfer. He went to Barcelona for a while. He was good, and then he went to Inter, right? And then he
yeah.
went to Aston Villa, and then he went back to
Bayern,
Bayern. Yeah, Bayern,
he
he
went to
was quite
Bayern as
good.
well.
He was okay in Bayern.
He was,
But then
yeah,
he wasn't reliant. He wasn't as good as what he was with Liverpool, right? But
yeah,
I still feel like you mentioned Carvajal, Vasquez, and a makeshift Valverde,
Valverde.
right? I think they're workhorses, right? When it comes to defensive aspect of the game too, I think they're better than Trent, to be honest.
The faith I have in Trent is that he has that like he has that winner mentality. Like he's not gonna give up. You know what I mean? He even against Doku, I remember, bro, he dribbled past him like I don't know 10 times in that game, but every time he like ran back. There was another person like another, I don't know which player, but like they were like covering for Trent. But then Trent's back at it. He's like physically he's quite physical that way. Like he'll put his arm between them, like try make sure like they're not like moving past him. And I think coming to Madrid, like similar with like this reminds me of Rudiger when he came in. Carlo did not start him, bro. Like he didn't start him for 4 months or something when he came in because Alaba and Eder were on top of it. And like slowly once he got used to it, he used to come on in the 70th minute. After a few months, like he started like making into it, and they used to like rotate or whatever. So I think that's what will be a similar situation. But I think overall, like Trent's magic, man. Like he's genuinely unreal, and he will do great things at Madrid, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but that cult status, I don't think he'll be able to garner that. I don't know why. I just have a feeling that, okay, he'll be one of the Galacticos. He'll be one of the most amazing players out there. And I feel Trent's prime is what I'm more concerned about, right? I don't think this season or the last, I think he wasn't able to really exhibit that level of peak, which he's done under um, in the 2021 season or even 19, 20, 18, 19. That was some other level. And imagine if he was able to unleash
True.
that potential at that age. Now he's turning 26, right? I think players mostly peak
Yeah.
at what, 27, 28. But then if you're on the
Yeah.
regression curve and then that pressure of playing for the biggest club in Europe, right? And you guys are literally like bashing teams up in the Champions League, right? You've garnered 15, 16
And
trophies. I don't know how many you've won, right?
yeah.
I think that is an added onus on him. And I feel like maybe him wanting to get out of Liverpool in a way doesn't really replicate his legacy in a way, right? And I don't think he cares about that. I think it's more about him wanting to venture out in a different league, wanting to learn more about what it is like being a recurring Champions League winner, right? I think it's more about that prestige value. And obviously, I think Real Madrid, the pull is insane, right? Like, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Like I saw this clip. He was in an interview, and the question was, would you rather win the World Cup for your country, or the UCL for your team, or the league for your team, or win the Ballon d'Or? Guess what he said? The Ballon d'Or.
Oh, God. Did he?
Like that. Yeah, bro.
Oh,
Like
God.
he has that. Like he genuinely believes like he as a full can be the first fullback to win the Ballon d'Or, and like I don't think there's anyone closer than him. Like he
Yeah,
is like he doesn't win. Like Roberto Carlos came second. I think Ronaldo beat him like R9,
right,
and that was like Trent is the closest after him. And
right.
but the thing is like now there's Mbappe at Madrid, there's Jude Bellingham at Madrid, there's Vinny who almost won last year. So I don't see a fullback winning at Madrid especially, but like this is his best chance being at Madrid and with the form they are in. And I, like that's like with all the signings Madrid does, like I feel like the one thing they look at is the mentality of the player. Like, they need to have that dog in them. They need to have that winner mentality, like Rudiger, like, all these players that we've had. And I think Trent
Correct.
genuinely has that. Like, he has his best friend playing at the club, Jude Bellingham. And yeah, I think it's not gonna be that crazy for him. I think he's good on, like, he's got a good head on his shoulders, and I think he'd be fine, genuinely.
Yeah, the funny part is that we were expecting him to actually Jude Bellingham to join Liverpool, thinking that they're the best of friends, and
Bro,
then and then the opposite
bro,
happened,
first it
right?
was Chouameni. It was, bro, Liverpool were eyeing Kamavinga, Chouameni, and Jude, bro. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
man,
it's
it's
tough.
actually insane,
Like,
right? Like,
Madrid's pull is unreal, man.
but I really get the point. Like you guys have always replenished the best of talent, right? But like you were mentioning, when it comes to like defensive conundrums, I think the reason why you should be worried is if you're playing a Trent and then you have the youngster. What is his name? The guy who plays as a right center half,
Right. Oh, Asencio.
Asencio. Yeah. Do you think he
Yeah.
he he can actually lend a shoulder like opportunities where Trent is being beaten? Do you think he is actually capable of stepping up? Like Konate used to do that. Like Konate,
Mm.
endless times has actually intercepted the ball. He's shadowed him, right? He's actually bodied the strikers whenever needed to assure that Trent is not looking bad. Do you think Asensio can actually pull that off?
I think like first off, I think like Valverde has been like bucking up for Lucas Vasquez for all these years. He is obviously an option, but obviously he'd be playing a bit higher up, so it's not the same. I think Asensio, like it might be a bit premature of me to say this, but if you watch him in the league like this past 6 months, he is so composed for just starting out in the first team. It's unreal. Like the tackles he gets in, the like deceptive pace he has. Like honestly, I think he might just be able to. Like I haven't seen someone, even Edo Militao, when we signed him, he was so like dicey. Like he used to just like run up with the ball randomly. Because he used to be a fullback. Like this guy, man, like he's a really good partner with Rudiger. I think Rudiger keeps him in check as well. And the kind of the stuff like all the players say about him, even Jude, like the whole team loves him, and I think he's really shaped up well. Even for Spain, apparently, like the reports say he's been rapping with all the players. Everyone likes him. He's got a good attitude. I think he'll do well.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, fair enough. I think we'll have to see, right, what really happens. It might just turn
Yeah,
out
of
that
course.
he's returning back to Liverpool
He was
after a season or so.
no. You can only hope, bro.
Yeah, but then okay, just let's just move away from the Madrid assignment. I think we've already discussed
Yeah,
what Trent's future will look like at Madrid. What do you
yeah.
feel like if imagine someone who's been a lifer for Madrid, right? But you haven't had many of those, right? People have departed after they've regressed a lot. Like Ronaldo left. So what was your thinking at that point in time when you saw Ronaldo leaving or Marcelo or Sergio Ramos again? Something he was brandished like in a very bad way, like he didn't deserve that at all, right? What do you feel like? Are you able to relate to that feeling of what Liverpool fans are going through? Like for us, this is one of the biggest transfers, and that one of fucking free. You're getting nothing for it, right? Like, what do you feel?
I think the free thing definitely hurts a lot.
Yeah,
I think I think everyone agrees that Van Dijk and Salah are probably like much more important than Trent are. Even though Trent
yeah, true.
is that creative like outlet for them, and he's the one like pinging balls over for Salah every game almost. Like they would even say you all probably missed him in the Newcastle game,
Correct.
but I think like it definitely hurts. That's why you're seeing these fans like hoping Trent won't do that well and like bad mouthing him a bit. I completely get it. Like I would as well if it was free. But like yeah, I feel the sentiment. But I think you all should focus more, and Liverpool should focus more about keeping Salah and Van Dijk. still at the club because,
Yeah.
bro, like I used to hate Van Dijk at a point when Ramos was still at Madrid. You know, between when he just signed to up to 2018, 2019 when they won the UCL, I used to despise him, bro, because everyone was like, oh, like Van Dijk is like, top three ever. And, like, I was like, bro, like, he isn't even comparable to Ramos. But now, like over the past 2 years, I've been growing to like him. Like the leadership, the composure he has on the ball. Like he's like a midfielder playing centre back. Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. And yeah, I agree with the sentiment, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think I'm pretty. Like I mentioned, I was quite upset. Like initially, when I actually I've read it myself since the last 6 months because these rumors started surfacing. You could see it in his demeanor, in his body language, that he's not really that happy, right? And getting benched on a recurring consecutive basis at the 70th minute mark, getting a Conor Bradley in. He was shrugging off and then he would be like looking at onslaught. You've seen so many pictures surfacing online, right? So you could make it
did
out
you
as
see
a
the
fan.
video of him and Salah like fighting in the training?
That wasn't really a fight, bro. Like it was
Bro,
just
like one
no,
of
they
them
weren't
pushed him and
fighting.
all. Like everyone was like backing them up and
No, 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 it
all.
wasn't. So they were. I think they were smiling all throughout. It wasn't something that
Really?
aggressive. Yeah, if you want, I can play it for you again. Yeah, I don't know why
Bro, I
people are
thought they
actually.
were like actually
I was
going at it.
surprised to even see people's comments on that video. I'm like, why are people assuming that they're fighting, dude? They were laughing it off. I didn't see that. Yeah,
Bro, I
yeah,
think you know what the videos that are going like around are probably cut to the part where they were fighting and they didn't show the rest. That's probably it.
correct, correct.
Well,
Yeah, but
the other thing I was thinking is like if Trent like I feel like this is such a perfect time for Trent to leave. He's 26 or yeah, I don't know if he turned 26 this year. He's going to turn 27. Like he's going to be 30 in a couple of years, bro. Like he's been there his whole life. He's been in the first team for what, almost a decade now. Like 8 years, I think.
correct,
And what's a better time? He's won everything. Like it's not like he's leaving the club, high and dry. Like they're doing well. Like they're winning the league, bro. Like what's a better time to leave? Two leagues, one UCL, probably one FA. Like he's won domestic cups as well. Like there's no better time. And like Madrid coming is like it's. I feel like it's such a perfect time to leave.
you're
It's
absolutely
the
bang on with
only.
that. I feel.
Yeah.
See the thing. I think we haven't been that repetitive about it, but again, like you mentioned, the sentiment that Liverpool fans, mostly the sane ones, are going through is because of the free valuation, right? There was no money in exchange, and I think Trent should have either pushed this transfer, like forced himself to depart maybe a season back before onslaught actually came into existence. That should have happened. Like that is my opinion. Obviously, you wouldn't want. I'll tell you. Sorry, the trajectory has been as such. You've seen Naibi Keita, Matip, right? There are so many players. Emre Chan, they all fucking went for free, bro. Like there was, and we didn't get anything for even for Firmino, Bobby Firmino. He went to Saudi Arabia for free. We could have actually garnered like 200 million out of all these players in
What
totality, right?
What about Mane? Did he leave free or was there a fee?
So Mane left
I
for
feel like
30.
there was
No,
a
he
fee.
left for 30 million. But it wasn't enough for the caliber of player he is. Like literally,
True.
I still feel from Klopp's era, Mane is one of the best. In fact, I used to rate him
True.
above Salah for his technique.
Bro, most Liverpool fans did. Like most Liverpool supporters did. Genuinely, he was unreal. But to be fair, he did like he was absolute shit at Bayern though. So it's kind of like whatever. You got a 30 million. He didn't even do well. Maybe he would have regressed it in the Prem as well.
True, true.
So yeah.
Okay, so let's just so basically my consensus is that Trent for sure should not be considered a traitor. In fact, I'd be more than happy that he wants to leave, man. I think this we shouldn't be doing a disservice to legends of the club, like fine dude, he doesn't want to be a lifer for Liverpool. He is a scout through and through and he always will be. Right? He's a local
True.
lad.
True.
So I
Yep.
mean people have been like online people are disgraceful, bro. Like the way they've been disrespecting him, insulting him, abusing him. I'm not even sure if I can share a tweet on the screen right now. I think we might just get the strike for that. But there's a guy who's been making comments like Trent is a fag and whatnot. Like it's just
That's
embarrassing. And
insane.
there's another guy who's fucking burning in a jersey. Another guy who made a plastic effigy out of something, and then he burned that too. Like I'm like, dude, what is wrong with these people? You know?
Uh, that's very immature. I saw a post of like this kid, like this teenager, who posted a picture of like his floor, and there's only like Trent jerseys. He's like my football jersey collection, and there's like I don't know 12 Trent jerseys with like different seasons, different home away, and then Trent replied to the comment as well, big man or something like that. Like bro, those are like you have to respect this guy, bro. He's literally generational. Like I can't think of any other right back, any other fullback in the past 10 years. Like Cancelo was like really good for those 2 3 years, and yeah, Roberts. What about Robertson, bro? Like just to
Yeah.
dive a bit further, but like I used to love him when he was on it, but the past 2 years is it injuries or what do you think it is?
It's. I don't think it's really injuries. I don't think he's been that injury prone. But the thing is, I think footballers
Okay.
regress quite quickly, and especially with the fullbacks who are like punting out and just up and down the
Bro,
flank. It's
especially
just
Robertson, like he's probably at the highest work rate. Like,
true. So I
and
think
how old is he now?
he's 30 plus. He'll be 31. The thing is,
Wow.
like, that's what I'm trying to say, right? I think he performed really well from in the last 7 seasons, right? Not this one, not the last one, but for 6 years, he gave it his all. His prime was for
Hmm.
sure up there. He was really comfortable with even the right foot. Now his handicap is getting exposed. He's not able to juggle the ball that quickly. He's not able to pass that precisely. His crosses have diminished, right? So I think he needs to like obviously we need to be assessing another replacement for him. But again, I wouldn't want him to leave the club. You need experience. You need players who actually won trophies with the club to be on the bench. That's what I expected from even Henderson. That bugger left for fucking Saudi, and now he's at Ajax. Like even for the fucking Nations League, like even I was
Yeah.
shocked.
I
Like why the
can't
fuck would you
believe
select
he
him?
got
Yeah,
in, bro. Bro, get
exactly.
someone like that Adam Wharton from I think his name's Adam from Crystal
Adam
Palace.
Wharton, yeah,
Oh, he's so good. Get
he
someone
is.
like him in. Like, what is this, bro? Henderson, I can't believe it.
But yeah, I mean, we will discuss this on another pod, right?
Yeah.
But again, do you think this is going to be the biggest transfer for Real Madrid?
Bro, I think like this summer for sure.
No, in totality, like the number of
Oh
signings.
no.
Okay, rank this transfer. Like now, I mean, obviously we'll get to see. We can rate it later on in a couple of
Yeah.
seasons. But what do
Like
you
a
feel? Is
prediction.
this if you make a prediction and rank him out of
I'm not
CR7 and all
like
those? Yeah, you got to
oh
do that.
bro, from
Yeah,
back then.
yeah.
I don't think he makes it in the I don't think he makes it in the top five then, bro.
Who's
Like
in the top
considering
five for
knowing
you?
no no no
Top five.
no
CR7,
knowing
Ozil, De
no
Maria,
bro Di
Modric,
Maria.
Cruz. But in this
Bro,
current
you know
squad,
what?
yeah,
I think Valverde goes into the top five because you know how much we signed him for? 5 million.
yeah,
Five
that was quite
million.
a
He's now
bargain for him.
captain. He's a captain. He's all over the field. He's not given a bad performance in God knows how long. Like he's a proper man, bro.
My take on Trent being the biggest transfer for us, yeah, I think the biggest miss in terms of the monetary aspect of it for sure. I think we could have actually received like 80 million, 90 million for him, bro.
Easy,
Easy,
easy.
easy,
Yeah.
right? See,
If he signed that 4 5 year contract,
and
even
the
if he
reason,
left next year, easy.
yeah, yeah, and I think the reason why I'm fuming so much is because FSG, our owners, again, they're like the Banyas in yeah, in the UK, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the thing with them is I don't think they're going to get a similar talent. Like we're maybe trying to get Frimpong. I don't even rate Frimpong that much. He's a good he's a good attacking fullback, but then defensively he'll get found out for sure. I don't think
Especially
like
in the
I'd rather have a fucking that Dutch guy. What is his name? Who plays for Brighton on the right?
Dumfries.
Not
Oh,
Dumfries.
who?
There's a guy who plays with Tariq
Plays.
Lamptey on the right back. Weltman. Joel Weltman. Yeah, yeah. He's
Oh,
a
okay.
solid right back, bro. You
Hmm.
need someone who's a veteran, who's played in the Premier League, someone who knows the physical aspect of the game. Because I feel Madrid too, Like you guys can definitely nullify Premier League teams, but in the La Liga, I don't know what you feel about it. You watch it more than I do. I just feel you guys give more opportunities to opposition teams, like more respect to opposition than the Premier League does now. The Premier League is all about just like it's like a boxing bout, like an NBA game, like just fucking attacking open spaces, and then you have defenders like Lewis Dunk and John Terry's and Van Dyke
Yeah.
coming out, shining out loud and defending well. Let us know what do you feel about the Trent transfer. I think we've had enough discussions about him, but yeah, in the future as well, I think we'll be doing a lot of reviews on other games. So yeah, hit that like button. Do subscribe if you feel our content is really valuable.